Good day, everyone. My name is Kurt J. Artillero, and I am your reporter about drug education. So, what is drug education? Effective drug education is important because young people nowadays face many influences to use both licit and illicit drugs. School or education can play a counterbalancing role in shaping a normative culture of safety, moderation, and informed decision making. School can also play a huge role, both inside and beyond the classroom, in preventing alcohol and other drug harms. So, sa subong ation, madamo na gid kita nababalitaan nga ang mga young people na i-involve na sa pagbaligyaanay kag paggamit sa mga illegal drugs. That's why importante gid nga ang tagsa-tagsa may nahibaluan about sa drug education kag para kita man tanan makalikaw sa mga amoni nga mga insidente. So, since we tackle about drug education, we must also know licit and illicit drugs. What is licit drugs? Licit drugs are used and sale substances which are legal and not forbidden by the law, or it is prescribed by a doctor. For example, cigarettes, beer, caffeine, and other alcoholic drinks. What is illicit drugs? It is referred to a highly addictive and illegal substances such as heroin, marijuana, cocaine, and meats, and it can affect the person's brain and also the way they think and the way they act. Why the school experience matters. Attending school is a major part of a young person's life. About a quarter of each weekday is spent at school. More if someone participates in extracurricular activities. School is a place to meet new people, make friends, and form social circles. Students are introduced to hobbies and other activities. A positive school experience isn't just about receiving a high-quality academic education. It is also about belonging to a culture that is warm, inclusive, and supportive. So, nga man bala, school experience matters. Tungod kay halos amo na ini ang aton second home. Diri man naton ma-develop ang aton mga personalities, makamit new friends, magkabalo, makipag-socialize sa other people, and also to participate in extracurricular activities. Sa amuni nga mga pamaagi, malayo kita or mapalayo kita sa paggamit sang ginatawag nga illegal drugs, and when we experience hardship, may ara gid kita sandigan nga mga tawo. So next, taking a whole of school approach. A whole of school approach refers to adopting a holistic view of the school environment, recognizing that student health and well-being are the result of complex and overlapping factors. Whole of school approach, diri naton makita ang kabilugan nga kinahanglan sa mga students, staff, and wider community, hindi lang basta sa sulod, but across the whole school. Next, substantial social learning happens outside the classroom. So ano bala ini ang substantial social learning? It means observing the attitude of other individuals, and the observer adopts the attitude of the other individuals. Example, you have a friend nga tama gid ka prayerful. So sa adlaw-adlaw mo siya nakikita nga naga-pray, you also adopt it, which is tama gid kag maayo gid para sa aton. Next, having a good relationship with peers, teachers, coaches, and other staff such as school counselor and nurses can impact a young person's development. So we should have a good relationship towards other. Kay as a person dapat may respeto gid kita sa tagsa-tagsa. Kag we should develop it every day. And it will lead us to a positive school culture. feeling a sense of belonging and connection to school and having positive role models can help to protect young people from experiencing harms from alcohol and other drugs. A good school culture may also have other positive benefits such as reducing bullying and increasing physical activities. Diri naman, importante gid nga mangin good and positive role models kita sa tagsa-tagsa para mabuligan kag maprotektahan naton ang mga young people nga naga-experience ang mga harms from alcohol and drugs. Kag kung ang culture sa aton school maayo, we can reduce bullying and increase physical activities such as dancing, playing sports, and etc. Next, a whole-of-school approach can include having policies and plans in place for the management of any alcohol or other drug-related incidents. Establishing and promoting a clear protocol ensures that everyone understands roles and behavioral expectations, which emphasizing the school's commitment to preventing harm. This works alongside the provision of evidence-based drug education in the classroom. And as a student, we must follow the rules, policies, and plans of our school in order for us to feel safe and to be safe. Just like today, kinahanglan gid naton magsunod sa mga protocols to wear our mask, social distancing, and always bring our alcohol. So diri ko pagatakpan na ako nga report. Thank you. Always remember that everything you do it with love, and God bless us all.
Drug education in the classroom. Drug education in the classroom can be a very important protective factor when it comes to helping youth make healthy decisions when it comes to substance-related decisions. For teachers, this requires honest and factual dialogue for this education to be effective. The environment that the teachers create must be supportive. Having an environment that youth can feel comfortable expressing themselves in can increase information preservation. Drug education usually focuses on influencing students' values, attitudes, knowledge, and skills so they make healthier decisions about alcohol and other drugs. However, all drug education is not created equal. There are 12 principles to guide best practice drug education, which include recommending drug education be: Number 1, appropriate time, so that students receive accurate information and develop skills before they need to use them. Number 2, delivered by teachers who are provided with relevant professional development opportunities to support their work. 3, interactive and include developing skills such as decision-making and assertiveness. 4th, accurate and relevant to real life, including information about how many people are actually using alcohol and drugs. It is important that young people get the facts around drug use so that they don't believe everyone else is doing it. The truth is, they don't. Overall, the rates of alcohol and other drug use by teenagers have been decreasing. Lessons should also focus on the most commonly used drugs that young people are more likely to be exposed to, which are alcohol, tobacco, and cannabis. There are also some education approaches that are not recommended, such as lecture-style lessons with little or no student engagement, one-off presentations that aren't linked with the curriculum. Lastly is the scare tactics that make inaccurate statements or exaggerated potential harms. Educators should also be cautious not to inadvertently glamorize or present alcohol or drug use as exciting or an adventure, even a frightening one. Additionally, educators should be careful to avoid using language or images that stigmatize people who use drugs, such as describing people who use drugs as dirty or showing extreme images of people purported to have used drugs. Students may have a family member who has experienced dependence or might need help and may consequently feel too ashamed to ask for it. The limits of drug education. Evidence based drug education has a role play in preventing or delaying the use of alcohol and other drugs by young people. However, education alone cannot be expected to overcome an influence of media, advertising, music, online influences, and peer or social pressures. When it comes to alcohol, which is a legal drug, young people are exposed to sophisticated advertising during sport, on social media, and through outdoor billboards and transport ads. Although drug education is unlikely to prevent every young person from ever using alcohol or other drugs, the later in life that use happens and the less frequent it is, the better the health outcomes are likely to be. So, delaying and reducing as well as outright preventing drug use remains a worthwhile health goal. Although information is not enough, it is important. It is still important, and very young person has the right to know the facts. Now, why is drug education important? Understanding the impact of alcohol and other drugs is undoubtedly an invaluable strength. Knowing how drugs impact the body, the long and short term effects of substance abuse, and the possible risk factors involved are all key in the prevention strategy. Drug education is not just for teachers or drug free advocates and counselors. It can help create safe and effective treatments as well as reduce the potential for increased substance abuse rates throughout the community. That's the end of our report. Thank you.